Okay, it's day 200 of being... News! We have a boob update. Boob... It's a they. Euphoria update.
Drew, let's make it Dylan Mulvaney! Come on down!
Well, hello there. What is your name?
Dylan James Mulvaney.
And who do you play in this show? Did you have to think about that one?
I didn't want to make this video because I don't want to talk about individual transgender people due to the fact that my own personal convictions on transgenderism are that the idea that you are a man trapped inside a woman or vice versa is a concept that does not exist. I also believe that it is physically harmful to transition. So instead of telling you about who Dylan is first, I'm going to be talking about the current media opinion of Dylan.
Very recently...
Day 188 of being a woman! It's day 188 of being a woman. That's right, I said woman, because I'm about to go speak at the Forbes Power Women Summit. That once I started transitioning, I knew that I wanted to tell my story in sort of a unique way. I hadn't seen a lot of people start from the very beginning.
Sparking outrage in feminists, but more importantly, conservatives who do not even consider themselves feminists, but became feminists the day that they heard Dylan was going to be speaking over women. So a couple people from the Daily Wire, namely Brett Cooper and Michael Knowles, discussed the situation about Dylan. This is going to shock you. This is going to absolutely rock you to your core, but I actually do not hate Dylan Mulvaney. I actually do kind of like you. I like your content, I think you're funny, I think you're interesting. Oh, and also you can sing really well, and that's a trait I really like. The reason I make this video is not because I hate you, but because I actually do like you, and a lot of people I generally do agree with are completely wrong about their interpretations of you. So hopefully you can take away from my video that I actually care about you, and I hope you do well in life, and I think you deserve your platform. So before I discuss the two videos and the problems I had with the two videos, namely the inaccuracies about the subject of their video, I recently watched Anthony Padilla's video about interviewing different trans women, and Dylan Mulvaney was one of them. And after watching the entire video, I didn't really learn much more about Dylan Mulvaney, but I learned that the video that Anthony Padilla made was just filled with lies. So basically, Anthony Padilla interviewed 3 different trans women who all basically had the same opinions. None of them discussed gender dysphoria, none of them were conservative or probably even right of center, and all of them lied, but it's pretty clear where Anthony Padilla stands on. So now we're going to finally be talking about Dylan Mulvaney in this video about Dylan Mulvaney. And from here on out, I just want to say that I'm going to be using female pronouns when referring to Dylan. Basically, I just want to foster an open dialogue. Brett, I just wanted to apologize. I was about to accuse you of calling Dylan a 35-year-old when in your video you actually never call her a 35-year-old. However, you do include a tweet of somebody accusing Dylan of being in her mid-30s when that is not the case. Dylan is 25. But again, I am sorry for almost misrepresenting you the same way I am accusing you of misrepresenting Dylan. Like, it really frustrates me how these people will not do a full, Instagram read-through on a person before making a video about him or her. But I guess that's kind of seen as stalkerish, but it's not. Your Instagram profile and photos are public to anyone on the internet if your account is public.
It's like Dylan has seen caricatures of women in movies and TV shows and social media and is deciding, ooh, that's gonna be me.
Playing up this extremely foppish face, sort of fear of a little bug, and flitting about and throwing himself on the ground. That's just what women are like, right?
What woman behaves this way? I'm pretty sure most women would find this interpretation quite offensive.
No, look at Dylan's videos. She has always been this way.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh my god, he's coming back from here. He's back from here. Oh my god. Take my bread, take it. Take it. Take my bread. I'm sorry, I have no more bread for you.
Now, I do agree that she's playing up a little bit of it for the camera, but again, I don't think it's just to play up being girly. I think it's to play up being happy and preppy and exciting for the camera. Did you know that some biological males have a feminine personality? Crazy thought. I also get annoyed when like conservatives say,
when you're not leading and you're not providing and you're not being useful and you're not fulfilling your role as a man. It's kind of a trick question because I hate them both equally. But I guess I would say I would rather do the dishes, but I'd prefer if she just did both of the things.
So my thoughts as a Christian are, you can still fulfill the male role and be strong and protective, but also be bubbly and energetic and sweet and sensitive. There are certain traits that come from God, and those don't need to be changed.
If you do not know who Dylan is, here you go, because you kind of need to have some context before we get into this.
Day 66.
Wait. The extra 6 is in the voiceover. If you look at her lips, she's saying 5. She said 65 and then she corrected it in the voiceover.
Day 66. Being a girl, and today I'm in nature. Trees, I love them. Love ya. Oh. Did you see that? I gotta get out of here. Did you see that?
There's a dragonfly.
Oh my god. Never again. Get me out of here. Love ya.
That's just what women are like, right?
Did you see that? I gotta get out of here.
What woman behaves this way?
It also frustrated me that both Brett and Michael used the same clip of Dylan to show how Dylan is like silly and shouldn't be taken seriously.
Okay, Brett, Michael, I know you both claim to have complete control over your shows as the shows' hosts, but how much control does the Daily Wire really have over your shows? Because you always seem to be talking about the same things in the same way.
First and foremost, I actually do like Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan, I know you're like calling yourself a girl because you're early in transition or whatever, but like starting HRT at 25 does not mean you're in the same boat as the 9-year-old girl or the 13-year-old girl experience it in the cisgender way for the first time. Like, it doesn't mean that. You're 25, you have been 25, and you're never going to be younger than 25, okay? Like, you're 25, you're not a girl. I would have a much higher opinion of Dylan if she were dressed the way she were, acting the way she were, and not calling herself a girl.
Our souls gendered. I don't necessarily think so. I think there's something more to it than gender. I think it would be a disservice to try to blanket statement someone's all over being as a gender because it's such a small box. Day 1 of being a girl, and I have already cried 3 times. The bimbos are bimboing. Day 4 of being a girl, and I am exhausted. The hair, the makeup. Dylan Mulvaney, it is day 83 of being a girl. My zodiac sign, I'm a Capricorn, and before day 1 of girlhood, I was like the laziest. I laid in bed all day, and now I'm like the busiest girl in LA.
That is all you talk about. So what do you mean like gender is just a small part of me? Gender is just a small part of you in as much as social media is just a small part of you in that it is not. There's some troubling content that I would like to discuss.
And I'm kind of surprised that nobody else is talking about it.
Dylan uploads a video where, oh boy. For this part, I can't say she. Like, I can't, in good conscience, say she.
But I've actually never opened one up, so let's do it! Woohoo! I thought the letters stood for small, medium, and large based on the size of your Barbie pouch, but after a Google, I found out it's actually the level of your flow. So they're super, regular, and light. I guess my question is, which one do I carry around? The super? Because maybe if you have a light flow, you can still use a super? I don't know. Here goes nothing. It's pink, it's kind of adorable, and it kind of looks like a butter churn. So you just go like that? Ow. Where does the string go? You are getting sleepy. Now for the real magic, I've got a glass of water in the tampon. I almost put red food coloring in there, but I thought that might be too much. And we're gonna see how this works. Oh, it kind of looks like a butterfly. How long does it take to get to this? This one looks like it would do the job. I feel like I'm in science class. Oh no. Okay, the pad didn't expand, so maybe this is for a light flow? I just don't know. Now that I think about it, I probably should have had a woman come teach me about these things. I was on the boys' side of sex ed, and now I would like to take the girls' class. But if you're on your period right now, I'm sending you love. Bye. Love ya.
I am not against men playing with feminine hygiene products and like in a funny, ironic way. Like I think that can be done well. In fact, there was actually this cross-dresser on YouTube several years ago who did that as well, and I thought that was hilarious. Wait, what? Why can't you show the clip? It's private? Yeah, so like it basically read to me as like him playing around with feminine products and being kind of like, whoa, this is what happens inside you guys. Like this is so fascinating.
It very much read as like a man like playing around with feminine products on camera and like thinking that was cute and like he was learning how to be a girl from that.
But unfortunately, most people were actually not uncomfortable. In fact, this became one of Dylan's most popular videos,
especially by his female audience.
We are obsessed. It's day 145. Thank you. I'm giving out tampons.
Oh my god, yes! I'm literally on my
Tampons today because there's a shortage.
You want some? Yeah, for sure. Welcome.
Tampons, get your tampons. Woohoo! Hi! Oh my god, it's day 145. I'm literally making a TikTok right now. Come in. I'm giving out tampons. Do you want one?
Yes.
Yes. Really? Yeah. Oh my god, this worked out.
Ending my period.
No way. Congratulations.
Am I the only one who's uncomfortable by it? Another concerning video is where Dylan is pretending to have a sleepover with a copy of himself.
Of being a girl, and we're having a sleepover. Woohoo! Right, we've got Girl Scout cookies, we have chips. What else am I missing? Oh, I'm here by myself, but that's okay because you are your own best friend, and I love my own company. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Hi! Hi! Woohoo! Woohoo! Let's pick a movie. Clueless, Princess Diaries, or Lizzie McGuire. I can't decide. Let's watch all of them. Truth or dare? Truth. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Probably that I would be born a girl. That's a good one. Truth or dare? Dare. I dare you to prank call one of your exes. Actually, I've never been in a relationship. Okay, we're gonna skip that one. Pillow fight! We're gonna stay up all night. Totally.
I think it's also very telling how sad the video kind of is. Like, no one's here to have a sleepover with me, but at least I have you talking to the camera. Or like, it was very much role play. It was very much in his head. On the one hand, it's a little bit offensive, this like role playing being a girl as if it's like an aesthetic to be a teen girl in an early 2000s film. But on the other hand, it kind of just opens the door crack to show how alone Dylan is most of the time.
Alright, this is getting out of hand. I'm gonna need y'all to talk amongst yourselves and figure out who's going to take one for the team and kiss me, because I haven't been kissed as a girl yet.
Okay, finally we need to talk about the video with Jeffrey Marsh.
Day 80 of being a girl.
Yes.
And I am with my all-time role model. This is the person that made
You're
me
my role model.
No,
You can't
you're
say
my
that.
role
No,
model.
no.
You I have a little gift for you. My signature.
I saw
little
that.
sign. Come to talk with you again. Glasses. Hi. This is Jeff. What are your pronouns?
They, them.
Okay, I'm she, they. And I wanted to know, as a non-binary human, do you have any relationship to the concept of girlhood?
I absolutely do. I find girlhood to be inspiring. There are a lot of human beings who are girls who transcend what their gender is supposed to be.
Yes.
And that to me is something I draw strength from and excitement from.
Absolutely.
Girlhood is this ultimate expression of humanity.
It's so much more than gender.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I don't get creepy vibes from Dylan. I think Dylan is pretty harmless. No, don't quote me if Dylan goes out and does something dumb. Dylan, please do not make me look bad by doing something dumb. Like, don't go out and do anything illegal. Please allow me to keep my good opinion of you. But the way Jeffrey talks is it's very propagandizing. It's very much,
we want to raise your children.
Jeffrey spouts outright lies. You're describing like inspirations. You're describing a lot of different things that is not synonymous with girlhood. Like, you are completely stereotyping girlhood, and you guys are the problem. You know, the things I mentioned before, they're just objectively bad. Like enforcing strict gender roles, idealizing girlhood and womanhood.
These are all subjective things. To be objectively true, it must be true regardless of opinion, outside of opinion. That's what objective means.
But there are some actual serious concerns I have about you, Dylan. The first and main one is toxic positivity. Now, what is toxic positivity? It's basically repressing negative emotions with positive emotions. I heard somebody say that it's very much an LA mindset. Like, focus on the good, try to be successful to fill the void where all the bad stuff is happening. I really hate how even my hair is right now. In the video where Dylan comes out on social media.
A little note to anyone who's super close to me, family, loved ones, friends that I haven't gotten to have a one-on-one conversation with about this. I apologize, but I really look forward to having those conversations with you loved ones in the near future.
First of all, it's very telling how Dylan came out on social media before coming out to her family, kind of showing her relationship with social media over her family.
And I also realized in a lot of the content that I had previously posted, so I kind of put on this character in a way that is partly me, but also this pressure to be happy and be joyful and silly and funny. And I realized that that's not all the parts of me. A lot of good and bad, darkness and light. And so I really hoped to share those parts of myself with you.
But I've watched pretty much all her videos since then, and they're almost all completely positive.
And recently, some of those thoughts have popped up of, oh, Dylan, maybe if you skip this meal, you'll look more like those women. I want to give my body what it needs, and I don't want to be comparing myself to this unobtainable goal. And I hope you're giving your body what it needs, and maybe you have a piece of pizza in your future. But thank you for letting me share this with you, and I love ya.
That's basically the end of the discussion. Like, these thoughts are bad. Here are good thoughts. Like, that is toxic positivity. Facial feminization surgery.
I had facial harmonization surgery, a gender confirmation surgery.
Surgeon Dr. Lee here in Beverly Hills, and we're talking FFS surgery.
So we want to take any so-called male characteristics or any hard features on your face, and we want to soften. Every individual is different, so we want to individualize or tailor.
It is what I want, everyone. Remember that.
The facial feminization surgery is definitely like a peek into some of the darkness going on.
Dylan is still going to be Dylan.
Yes! Just a little bit more feminine version.
Softer version, a sister version of yourself.
A sister version. I can't wait. I feel so much gender euphoria, and I'm not nervous about the anesthesia. I'm not nervous about the surgery. I'm only nervous that I will end up looking so good that none of you will laugh at my jokes anymore because I look too good. So promise me that I'll still be funny if I look really good, okay? All right, I love ya. And oh, it's looking like the surgery's gonna happen this December. Woo! I can't wait.
Dylan, I know you've thought this out way more than you've expressed on Instagram, and you've probably seen tons of photos of before and after pictures, because I've seen a ton of results, and rarely does it make the person look more feminine. Sometimes it does, but usually it doesn't. Usually it makes you look virtually the same, but it takes away certain aspects that are almost imperceptible. And Dylan, there's something very important to your channel, very important to what makes you so charismatic. And it's something you look for in other people as well. Do you know what it is? It's your smile, dude. Do you really want to be messing around with your smile? It's a very important part of you, and you'll be changing that. So I just want you to, think critically about how certain things that you might like are going to change as well. And things that you want to change might not change as much as you want them to. This could affect your channel's algorithm as well, but ultimately that's not even the most important part. Before Dylan even came out as non-binary, Dylan appears on a game show, and at the time he mentioned that he was a yoga instructor and did musical theater. And the caption read, unemployed. And again, showing us a little glimpse of what was going on. Like, Dylan has promised us more raw content and less forced positivity. However, she has not delivered on this. Despite this, I don't actually think she should be vulnerable and open on social media. Now, some of you might be thinking, wait, no. You should be yourself. You should be open about how you feel. Yeah, in person, in an actual relationship. The people on social media, whether they're trolls or whether they're lovers, they don't know you.
the closest relationship they can have to you is parasocial. Very rarely can it be a good thing to be vulnerable on social media, especially if you're not in a stable and strong place yourself. Social media will not make you feel better permanently. What Dylan needs is to be having these open and vulnerable conversations with people in her life that she loves and who love her, not with people on social media.
I think it's pretty apparent that Dylan is lonely. She's usually by herself in her videos. Now, there are often people who show up. There are a couple recurring friends in her videos that I've noticed, and it's also quite telling how she began questioning her gender over quarantine, as a lot of people did, because a lot of people were lonely during that time and began internalizing everything and retreating to living inside their own head. Another thing that's pretty explicit with what Dylan is doing is she is kind of basing her life and her ideal of girlhood around 2010s style teen girl movies. And it's quite telling about when she was born. She was born in 1996, meaning that in 2010 she would have been 14.
Actually, she was born in December of 1996, making her 13 for most of the year of 2010.
It seems to me that identifying a girl is not just about being feminine, but also a little bit of age regression.
We're going Barbie doll shopping! I'm a little embarrassed to shop in the toys section, but I think that this will be a really sweet gift to my inner child because I loved dolls growing up. She looks lonely. I think she needs a friend. I think it's gotta be this gal. She's got pink hair and a kayak. If I'm buying Barbies, I might as well buy a Barbie bathing suit at the same time. We're back in my canopy bed. Oh, I forgot how hard it is to get these things open. Hey. I feel silly. Do you have any pets? Yeah, actually, I have a dog. Oh, I have a cat. Oh, I wish we could find some common interests. Well, what are your pronouns? I'm she, they. I'm she, they too. You know what? I could use some nature time. Let's do it. Woohoo! And scene. That was fun. I still use my imagination in so many ways, but this is such a direct path to imagination. And I think it's really sweet, and I think little Dylan would be really, really happy right now. Love ya!
I don't know how to say this, but this has been one of the hardest videos to make so far, mainly because going through all the footage is making me so emotional. I don't know, I just find it kind of sad.
Is trying to retreat back to childhood. It seems to be very common for millennials and now Gen Z to be doing. Dylan is right on the cusp of being a Zoomer and a millennial. Dylan is 25. Oh crap. Dylan is 25. My friend is 25. In one of Dylan's most recent videos, she makes a pretty lengthy response to a woman making mock videos of her.
Hey guys, it's day 4 of being a girl. Hello. First of all, I would never open my video saying, hey guys. So you got that part wrong. Second of all, I don't know your name, and that really bothers me because when I talk to someone, I like to know their name. And third of all, I know that this is what you want. You want me to respond, you want me to react, you want attention. And I've seen your videos for a few weeks, if not months now. I didn't have time to respond to those. I was really busy, auditioning to be in movies.
I personally think they're distasteful.
I don't like the way this woman is accentuating certain masculine features about her. Probably things that Dylan is pretty insecure about, and that a lot of males who actually have gender dysphoria are insecure about. It's like making fun of an overweight person's weight. At this point, it's not even about concern. It's like, I'm making fun of the way you look, something you can't really control. To be honest, I thought Dylan's response was pretty good.
I appreciate your time and energy that you're putting into this. I really think that you should find something else to put this energy into, maybe something that can be enjoyed by more people than just transphobic people, because I don't know if that's the best crowd. I don't know if that's how you're going to get on SNL or if you're going to book a movie. I don't know what your dreams and desires are, but my dreams are happening right now, and the world sees me for who I am, which is a girl, and I know that's just driving you absolutely crazy, but we're gonna have to get over it, okay? I wish you no ill will, and I would love to see you use your time in a more productive way. But that's it. I'm gonna go order some room service now and get ready for a whole day of Fashion Week tomorrow. And maybe I'll go text some friends that make me feel good. I recommend you find some friends.
Now that I'm thinking about it, the way she responded
was actually pretty immature.
In conclusion, I think Dylan deserves all 8.2 million of her followers on TikTok. She is funny, she is interesting, she is charismatic, she is unique, she is positive, which is extremely rare to find on TikTok nowadays. And a lot of people will complain, oh, you shouldn't have a big following on TikTok, like you don't have any talents. Like, TikTok is not about having talent. It's about charisma and how well you can get people to watch your videos. And Dylan is great at that, so she does deserve her following. What she does not deserve is being at the Forbes Women's Conference. She didn't really have any reason to be speaking there. She shouldn't have been speaking over women. And she shouldn't have been speaking about getting popular on TikTok. Like, why is that something to be discussed at the Forbes Women's Conference?
Now, I personally think that she should take a break from social media. Now, everyone should. I should, you should, we all should. It seems like she is not dealing with problems she clearly has. They're becoming more and more apparent in her videos. Okay, rude. Dylan, I genuinely want you to get this resolved.
And spending hours compiling footage and putting it in this video, I couldn't help but feel overwhelmed with sadness. I don't really understand how people see this as funny.
I like your content, I think you're funny.
I guess if they just don't look hard enough. Long story short, Dylan is not the star of a comedy as she wants, but a tragedy. Thank you, good night.
I'm such a stupid simp.